progressivism or socialism and have hope to be elected, right? 10 years, 15 years ago. But now it is the pretty much customary. It's mainstream. How did that happen? How did we go from a capitalistic, free country to a country that say, yeah, at minimum 50% embrace the ideas of socialism? How? It didn't happen accidentally. It happens because every day, good, ordinary citizens busy working, making money, raising families, taking vacations, paying taxes, doing good things, go to church. And then that is this small group of ideologues that constantly chugging away. They are very patient. They are very patient. Vietnam did not fall overnight. China did not fall overnight. Did you know that China used to be a free country?
Yes.
For
Yes.
a short while, right? For a short while. Until they lost the battle and they had to run to Taiwan, right?
Yep.
Under Chiang Kai-shek.
Mm-hmm.
So it did not happen overnight. For China to become the dominance of the world, it did not happen overnight.
Right.
Okay, American leadership slept at the wheel. Okay, and actually believed that China could be a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
So the challenges that we are facing as a county, as a state, and as a country did not happen overnight. It happened gradually, slowly, over the past 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 decades. Toward the end of the Vietnam War, communists were shunned. If you were a communist or a Marxist, you were shunned. So what did they do? They dived deep and find where? News media, educational system, corporations,
Pop culture.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Pop
Yep.
culture.
Yep.
Where do you think critical race theory comes from? The best universities in America.
That's right.
Harvard,
Yeah.
Stanford. Okay? So, what we have to do is like you just said, we need more Sam Houston County peoples, ordinary people, to understand that our country is being overrun. Not by an army of military forces, no, but not by a very calculated and strategic expansion of ideology. Okay?
Right.
It's called war of heart and mind. And it has to be fought at every level. At the federal government level, at the state level, at the local level, including county, school, and city. And whether you supported Tim O'Hare or not, you have to realize that Tim O'Hare is a fighter.
Yep.
If you want someone who looks presidential, quote unquote, Tim O'Hare is not your guy. And whether you like him or not, support him or not, he is the Republican nominee of the county judge office. And the alternative is Deborah People, the former county chair of the Democratic Party. That's the alternative. I'm running for Tarrant County Commissioner of Precinct 2. You can look me up. I have been around the block for a couple times. So my record and my performance are out there. I don't have to tell you today, right?
Right.
But you have to know that the alternative to Andy Nguyen is the head of the Arlington chapter of NAACP, a progressive activist who actively have been actively working to advance the progressive agenda that are destroying our country right now. Right? See, it takes a long time to build something. But it's only take a year or so to destroy it. It's very easy to destroy, right? It takes a long time to build our country, to build our community. But that progressive ideology, by nature, it has to break it down. Because in order to adopt that progressive ideology, the first thing they have to do is they have to destroy the institutions that are not conducive to that ideology. Are you with me?
Yes.
Right. I mean, if you want to put in a Chinese restaurant in here, you have to remodel the kitchen. Because you cannot put moo moo gai pan on the bottom of the kitchen. Okay? So if you want to adapt Marxism and progressive ideology, you cannot implement it in a democratic republic. You can't. It has to become a tyranny, a dictatorial, one-party control system like Vietnam. It cannot accept other ideologies challenging it. It cannot. Okay? So that's why in the past year or so, you see a breaking down of our institutions. From the Supreme Court to the Congress, to the public educational system, to the news media, which is supposedly the fourth branch of government that provides check and balance to the real government by telling the truth. But they're not doing it.
Okay, right.
So my dear friends, what's at stake in the November election is not simply a Republican or a Democrat, a conservative or a liberal. It's not. What is at stake in the November election is the very own substance of who we are as Americans. The heart for liberty, the willingness to stand up and fight and risk everything because you believe in freedom and in liberty and in self-governance and self-determination. The same reason that our founding fathers, including Sam Houston, have fought for. Selfishly speaking, I think Sam Houston would have done pretty well for himself.
Yep.
Financially. Selfishly speaking, George Washington didn't need to fight the British and risk death and being hung, right? Mm-hmm. He was a plantation owner. His family is very wealthy, right?
Yep.
Benjamin Franklin. I think he could make enough money to survive on his own, live in a nice mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Thomas Jefferson, all the founding fathers of our country and of this state. They didn't fight a revolution for their own selfish gain. The opposite is true. They risk everything, their honor, their life, their assets, for something much bigger than themselves. The question here is, are we, as ordinary Americans, ordinary Texans, are we willing to be inconvenient for the next few months? Are we willing to get out of our air conditioning and brave 105-degree weather to not unload?
Yes.
Right? World War II soldiers, they braved Okinawa battles.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
I'm talking about 105-degree Texas heat. That's pretty bad. But it's not hellfire from the Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay? You can wait until 6 o'clock p.m. and go knock on doors for 1 hour. Yeah? You can. I can provide you with a list of phone numbers with a piece of software called Sidekick. And you can sit at home and let the machine dial for you. And when someone answers, you talk. In your office, in your living room. See, nobody is asking you to stand up and fight the British or fight the Chinese literally. What we are asking you to do is to go to work and tell as many ordinary Texans and voters as possible what's at stake. The importance of them fully participate in the November election. Now, there's no guarantee that if we win the general election, then the progressives will fall asleep. No, they will double up and they will fight even harder. Okay? But first thing first, we have to win the November election.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then we got to look toward 2024. Okay? And then hopefully, we won't fall asleep. Right? Because Sam Houston did not win the Battle of Jacinto by retreating to his bedroom and staying out of the heat, did he? Right?
No.
After the loss of Alamo, he regrouped and fought again. And that's how we gained independence in the state of Texas, right? The Republic of Texas. So yeah, we have a battle to fight in November. And then we have another battle to fight in 2024. And then 2 years later, we have another battle to fight. So frankly speaking, my dear